This is Josh Olmstead. Welcome back to Northwest Disc Golf's coverage of the Liberty Open B-tier event out of Portland, Oregon. We are heading to the back nine of the final round, just 9 holes to go. You're all set, Nick?
Yes, sir. Let's talk some disc golf.
Yep, so heading into the back nine, Nathan has a 1-stroke lead over Jesse. Chris Waugh is 3 back of the lead, and Jason has fallen off the pace a little bit, 4 over for the round. So we move on to hole 11. Now we're starting to get into
the gauntlet.
The gauntlet, yeah. So other than that 945-foot par 5, the front nine plays a lot shorter. This is a true par 4, 730 feet, dog leg left, about a 90-degree dog leg. And you're gonna
so hard.
Yeah. So this opening shot is pretty open. You just want to get it down into this landing zone right where Jesse is.
It's a good spot to be.
Maybe even like 10 or 15 feet further. But there is OB if you go too long. So you'll see they're playing down to a long tunnel. So if you end up short, you don't really get to see down the tunnel, and it makes that second shot really, really hard. Jason, that's a good shot. He's a little bit right of where he wants to be. So he's going to have a hard time putting a run on it for birdie, but still a safe spot. And Nathan's going to do the same.
Yeah, for the righty, it's 2 big backhand shots. Like here, you got to get it through if you're that far back, though.
Yeah. And it looks like he stayed in bounds. It's kind of hard to see. I know that it was hard to get a back camera down there for this hole because it's a really narrow tunnel. And
that could have been a little too far left.
Yeah, and you can see he knows it, so he'll have to wait till he gets up there to see if he's in bounds.
That's the shot right there.
Yep, and
as long as he turned it over just a bit, which maybe he did.
Yeah, he's up there. He has a good spot. And after the beautiful drive, Chris is going to sort of throw away that opportunity there. He ends up on the OB on the right. So here's Jason just playing up, trying to get his par. 4 is a very good score on this hole.
Yeah. The 4 is, I'm always happy if I par this hole.
Yeah. I wouldn't quite say it's a birdie on the field, but I definitely think even in open, this hole probably averages a good half stroke over par.
Yeah. Totally.
Not a lot of birdies, and I'm sure there are some people who take 6, 7s on this hole. It's very easy to throw double OB here. Right past the hole there is a sort of bank that rolls down into OB.
But it has a pretty far out OB line, so if you roll down, it's not the worst thing. But so these 2 holes, 11 and 12, in my opinion, are the hardest 2 holes back-to-back that I've ever played in disc golf.
Yeah, they're up there. I'd say 15, 16, 17 also present some really tough challenges, but yeah, there's 11 and 12 are up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the whole back nine is challenging, but there's something about this hole. See, I'm personally lefty, so
really hard.
The
on
left
11.
side is way tighter than the right. But the next hole, this upcoming hole, is it's kind of out of a very tight area into an opening into another tight area.
Yep.
And that's also
pretty big challenge. So Jesse takes a bogey, as does Jason. Chris unfortunately took a 7 on that hole, so rough shooting there. So hole 12, 400-foot par 3. 2 real challenges here. You've got a tight tunnel off the tee, and then when you get up to the green, you can see it's a really tight protected green.
You just kind of got to do that.
Yep. Yeah, this is definitely,
Wow.
it is birdieable, as he clearly just showed.
He just made it look easy.
But I think for most players, you're just trying to get something, near those trees to give yourself an easy up and down for par. Because if you're out in the middle of this field, it is a scary upshot to try to throw through that gauntlet.
Sure. Yeah, really, this drive, you just want to get it through, and these guys are doing a great job
Yeah.
of getting it through and
Yeah, that's a huge shot from
decently
Jason.
well.
Yeah, looks like he'll have about a circle's edge putt. So Chris coming off that tough hole 11. We'll see if he can get it back in form here on 12. It's a little bit low.
Hey, it's safe.
Yep, but not a bad shot.
Of course, you play it safe on that drive, and like as you can see here, it gets pretty tight in there if you're not in the exact right spot, which...
Yeah, and you can see Jesse wasn't even trying to run that. He knows that he just needs to get up and down for that par. Keep his good round going. Ooh.
Is that a tree hit, I think?
Yeah. So Jason with a huge drive. This would be a great get right here. Oh. And he just hits that mean band. Everyone's least favorite sound in disc golf. And
band or cage? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's arguable.
Neither are good. So Nathan gets that huge birdie. Really great shot from him. And Jesse gets a good par. Yeah, no shame in a par there.
Nope. Yeah, these guys made the hole look a lot easier than it is.
Yep. So it looks like we'll have 3 pars and a birdie for Nathan, as Jason has an easy tap out here. So Nathan's going to make it, keep it interesting. So pushes out his lead to 3 strokes over Jesse. Chris Waugh fell a few off the pace with that 7, but he's still hanging around. He's 9 under, and Jason 4 under for the tournament. So we move on to hole 13. This is a little bit more attackable than the last 2 holes, but still a challenging hole. OB left and right all the way to the pin. The fairway sort of fluctuates between about 60 and 100 feet wide. But you can see they're throwing into some serious wind. This hole seems to always have a headwind.
It does.
Just makes it that little bit much longer.
Yeah, with that angled fairway, it really...
Is Jesse going to have enough on
nope,
that?
Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it really... That's why these guys are throwing a flick on here. You throw a backhand and it skips out of bounds very easily. But like you're saying, Josh, with that wind, you just try to throw a safe hyzer in it. It'll flip over if you're not throwing the right disc.
Yeah. Yeah, this actually might sound a little humorous, but I actually throw a roller on this hole because I just feel like, get it out as far as I can. If it stays in the middle, great. If it doesn't, well, at least I got it down there. But, you don't want to do what Jesse did and go out of bounds early. So he's still going to have another 300 feet just to get up and down for his bogey.
Throw a roll on this, man. You're living life on the edge.
And there on the other side, you can see that same problem. He goes out of bounds early. It never comes back. So he's going to lose about 150 feet and take that penalty stroke.
It's another one of those holes that it looks so easy, but those OB lines during a tournament just really get larger.
Yeah, and you can see I like that camera angle. We've got a guy up on the berm. And Jason joining the out-of-bounds crew. So 3 of the 4 players here have gone out of bounds. Everybody but Nathan is making this hole more challenging than it needs to be. See if Jesse can do some damage control. That's a great shot. Yeah, once you go OB early, you're just hoping for your 5.
I mean, that's the nice thing. Oh, yeah, if you go to OB early, you go OB late, you still got a chance for the par.
Yep. Good upshot from Nathan. He's going to have from Chris. He'll have a nice drop in. And so here's Nathan connecting on a huge birdie. Great
Nathan
putt.
Is definitely...
So yeah, he pushes his lead out to, I believe, 5 strokes.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's cruising here, cruise control. And Jesse needs to make this to sort of keep himself from falling too far back. You can see he's thinking about it with that wind.
Right.
Makes that 15-footer on the final round a little bit tougher.
Yeah, Jesse's the one that can make this this round interesting, I think.
Yeah,
it's really between these 2 guys. I'm not sure what's happening on the chase card, but...
Yeah, so the chase card actually shooting really hot right now. Lewis and Andrew Nava both put down rounds well over 1,000. So
wow.
These guys are all fighting the chase card. Yeah, I know Chris and Jason are definitely still fighting for that contention in that top 10. But yeah, right now it looks like Jesse's pretty much the only one with a chance to chase Nathan, although anything can happen here out at Blue Lake, and this is another good hole that demonstrates that. 930 foot par 5, second of 3 par 5s on this course, all 3 over 900 feet. I don't think there's a lot of courses in the entire country that can say they have 3 900 plus foot par 5s.
Not that I know of.
Oh, and that's a rough break for Nathan. That's not where you want to go, OB. This hole is sort of a fun risk-reward par 5. You can sort of take a short shot and land in the sort of wide landing area. Jesse, that's a huge drive. He threw that about 400. I've seen some of the top pros get close to this green in 2, but it takes 2 amazing shots. There's several.
I know Macbeth did it.
Yeah, he did. I remember watching that. There are 2 OB islands in the middle of this hole. So you can play it down the right side. Those trees are not OB. The OB is actually on the other side of a little path. And so here's Nathan playing from the OB. This is his 3rd shot. Oh, and that's not good.
Looks like he went out OB a little further down, though, so he could still salvage par.
No, he's throwing 5 from there. He can salvage a bogey.
Is that the second?
That was the second OB. Yeah, so he'll have a tough road ahead. Jason here is trying to play a big second shot. You chew off a lot on the second shot, and suddenly this becomes a pretty easy birdie hole. It's really a matter of staying inbounds on the first 2 shots because there aren't a lot of obstacles in the way at the end.
Those center OBs will eventually get those bushes will grow into trees.
Yep.
And this will be a formidable hole. Right now, those OBs still play tough, but
yeah, I'd say this is one of those holes where for amateur players, for casual players, this is going to be a tough hole. But for pros like this is a birdie hole. A couple of 350-foot drives and an upshot like that, and Jesse is setting up for that birdie. Chris, he's testing that OB bush, but he is over it, and that's a great layup. And we'll see if Jason can do the same. He comes up a little bit short. He definitely wants to get that a little bit closer. So here we go. Nathan, I believe he's putting for 7 here. Oh, and he just misses it. So wow, this could be a 4-stroke swing. This could really change the outlook of this final round.
Well, we were just talking last hole about how he's running away with it.
Yep.
That's how it can happen at Blue Lake.
Yep. So Jesse with the monster birdie. Chris gets the birdie as well. And we'll have to wait on this final count, but I believe that's a triple bogey 8.
The magic screen will show us.
Yeah, he lets out a sigh of relief. So it looks like he did pull off the 7.
Just a double bogey.
Yeah, just a double bogey, but still, it's a 2-stroke lead now over Jesse. The final round just got a little bit more interesting, and now here we go.
Jesse sees the gold.
Yep. So par 4, 750 feet, hole 15. Dog leg left, another big dog leg. And I think this is one of the most beautiful drives on the back 9.
It's fun, yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, you stand out here, it's all downhill. It's not a huge downhill, but...
Well, it's down and then it comes
dips.
back up, yeah.
So if you've got big power like Jesse, that's a big drive.
Looks like that's OB.
We'll see.
Didn't see a little...
Didn't see the banner, so he might have gotten a lucky skip off the blackberries.
Yeah, if you can hyzer out on this, that's setting yourself up for a real nice upshot.
Yeah, you need to get to that middle tree in order to see the basket. If you get to that tree's about 420 feet. You can see the basket, 300 feet, 320 feet to go. But if you're out there, he's gonna have 400 feet to the basket. Tough birdie.
It's
looking good. If that gets down. Yeah, it's a good safe shot. I wonder if, Nathan's thinking, 2-stroke lead, 4 holes to go.
Just play it safe.
Just take your par. And that does look like...
Ooh.
Looks like that's what he's doing. That's not a bad tree hit, though. He's got about 200 feet to go. And Chris here, nothing to lose, going for the backhand roller.
I didn't see an OB.
We'll have to see where that ends up, but could be good. And Jason...
Ooh, that's flirting OB.
Yeah, that's all out of bounds he's throwing over. And yeah, it is a lot longer to clear that than you think. It looks like a...
Here's my pet eagle.
Looks like a 250-foot shot. It's more like a 400-foot shot. Yeah, we always like to get some good nature shots here on Northwest Disc Golf TV. And Jesse, after keeping his drive in bounds...
Ooh.
And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to go OB there. Not a good time to do that. So he'll have to take a long putt for his 4.
There we go. That'll look at a nice putt.
Yeah. So you can see here, basket's not really that protected. It's protected on the hyzer side. So you have to kind of take a straight shot or an anhyzer to get it in there. Or a nice skip shot like that. That's a good shot. So here's Nathan.
Going for it. Nope, just parked it.
Yep. So textbook 4. Really good work from Nathan there. You know, he knows that...
He's got to stop the bleeding, really.
Yep. He knows he's got good players on the chase card. He's got Jesse here. You know, he's just trying to stay safe. And, oh, wow.
Almost gets the 3, yeah?
No, that was for his 4. So he's going to take a bogey on this hole.
Wow. That is a good-looking putt.
Yeah, it's a great shot from Jason. Good par save. Oh, and Nathan. Wow, after all that work to get the 4.
You play it safe. Sometimes you can't play it safe because that'll happen.
Yep. Oh, looks like the wind might be getting to these guys.
Yeah.
You can hear it ripping on this hole. You can see it.
Yeah, you get the wind there, and that 20-foot putt gets much more difficult.
Yeah. So everyone ends up with the 5. I feel like we had 4 different ways to get there, but nothing changes. Still a 2-stroke lead. So we move on to hole 16. So just when you thought you couldn't get an even longer par 4, now we have an 850-foot par 4. I think pretty much any other course, this would be called a par 5. And that's one of the things I really respect about Blue Lake is that, they wanted to make this a test for the pros, and they said, no, this is a par 4. We're going to make you earn that par.
Totally.
And that's how you do it there. That's a huge bomb from Jesse. That's some sneaky power. That's well over 400. So there's OB on the right, there's OB on the left, but it's pretty far out there. You do have a lot of room to work with on this drive. The challenge is really the second drive. I say second, it's not really an upshot, it's really a second drive, as you'll see when we get down there. Hole plays to the right, so you don't want to, if you push too far left, you're just adding feet onto that imposing second shot. And I think the smart play is actually the forehand here.
You just want to stay in the middle, really. Kind of stay out of that bush.
And Nathan's not happy, and it looks like he hyzered out early, so that's the risk. And he looks a little frustrated there. He just throws his second shot. Does a good job, though. But at this point, he's now playing for bogey, and he still
going
has...
for it?
Oh, wow.
That is a crank if you get it there.
Oh, and it does look like he made it over. That's an amazing shot. So all of this brush on the right and left, that's all OB. So it's about a narrow 50-foot wide path, and the pin is tucked like 80 or 90 feet back beyond the OB. It's a really deceiving shot.
Very protected.
Yeah, but once you get to that green, the OB on the right and left stops right about 90 feet short of the pin. So you can throw it
you can
hard.
Throw it long if you want to.
And just end up in those trees and be safe. And Nathan here needs that to go. And unfortunately, looks like he made it up there. But he might not have an easy putt for bogey.
Yeah, the 15-16, that's also very difficult 2 holes.
Yep.
As I was saying earlier, that par 3.5, this is definitely a par 4.5.
Yeah.
So, definitely have a stroke there.
It's hard to see exactly who that was playing out. I believe that was Jesse. So here's Jason.
Oh, wow. They gotta
And-
play that one back.
Yeah, beautiful putt. Feel like we haven't had a lot of big putts this round. That's definitely the longest one we've seen today. That's a solid 50 feet.
Boom.
Second angle, center
Oh,
chains.
you even hear him.
Yep.
Slow motion yelling is awesome.
So here's Chris with about a 25-footer. And that's a good shot. I believe that's for his 4. And Jesse, that's a big par. You
Yeah.
can breathe a sigh of relief there. He knows he needed to make that. So yeah, with Nathan taking the double bogey, suddenly it's a tie game.
We have ourselves a round.
Yep, 2 holes to go. 17 and 18. Oh, and hole 1. So actually 3
Totally
holes
forgot
to
about
go.
that.
Yep, so hole 17, par 5, 950 feet. The third 900-plus foot par 5. And this one, I'd say this one might be the hardest of the 3. The opening drive is pretty easy. You got about a 400-foot long wide channel, but you can see here there's a lot of trees up toward the basket.
So I don't think that, was it hole 7? I don't think Macbeth eagled that. He did eagle this one.
Yep.
And he did eagle the other par 5.
Yep.
So arguably 7 could be the hardest, but not in the short placement. This one is definitely the hardest with 7 in the short.
Yeah, and Eagle is just incredible. I mean, his Macbeth's shot on this hole to get up by the basket was Herculean. Really, you just want to put 3 good, consistent shots to have a chance at birdie. And Nathan, the struggles continue.
End up on the right side of this fairway. You're on the left, and you got something like that you got to go through, and looks like he did it.
Yeah, that's a good shot. He did not have a wide window. You just want to get out here into this main fairway.
Is that a roller? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's a forehand roller. He needs that to come down. So this is actually one of the only holes on the course that does not really have any OB. I mean, it's there if you really fight for it, but it doesn't really need OB to be challenging because it has a lot of trees down there.
Natural OB for sure.
Yep. So Jesse, after a great drive.
That's a great spot to be in at the drive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's far. Could have been a little bit more in the fairway, but looks like he did all right with it.
Yep. Yeah, Big Heiser. He knows that he'll have some chance to get up there for birdie. And Nathan, the struggles continue. That was his third. So he still has a good chance to get up and down for par. And Jason, after that interesting forehand roller here, he's going to try to punch through this. And you can see it is all jungle he needs to get through and did not quite make it there. And you can see here, if you get too far left on this fairway, you have very little to work with. That's a good shot from Chris. Just play an escape shot there. Get yourself an up and down for your par. So Nathan needs to get up there for a chance at par.
Looks like he fought a little bit, but
Yeah.
not as much as he wanted to.
Yeah, he's still going to be a good bit short. So Jesse, really golden opportunity here.
And he
wow.
capitalizes.
And that's a great shot. He'll have a putt for birdie. So it looks like he'll definitely take the lead on the card. Nathan needs to get it under control if he wants to have a chance at winning this round. So there's Jason just laying up for his par. And here we go, folks. Jesse puts in.
There is. Was that par?
Yeah, that's actually par. I thought he had a birdie, but either way, good score here on 17. Certainly, I'd say the fairest of the par 5s. It's really, par's not a bad score here, but you could still get a birdie.
You can, yeah. You have to have some really direct. I think you have to have more luck on this hole.
So yes, looks like Jesse did get that birdie. So he moves to 13 under for the round, 5 under for the final round. 2-stroke lead over Nathan.
It's a big turnaround in the last few holes, that's for sure.
Yep. So here's hole 18. This hole has gotten longer over the years. It's a big hyzer, but I'd say it's one of the easier par 4s if you've got a big hyzer, because as long as you get it down there, it's a pretty open green, just those sort of 2 trees in the way. But if you've got a big drive like Jesse here, you can get it down to the last set of trees.
Yeah, this hole is righty friendly. You know, the one thing about this course is that it does have a good balance of righty / lefty friendly holes. It's very balanced.
Yep. Yeah, no, nothing is left out of this course. You know, you've got tunnel shots, you've got open shots, you've got OB. You know, I guess you can even say you've got some water hazards.
Totally.
Say maybe the only thing this course doesn't have is some more elevation dynamic, but hey, you know, when you've got parkland this beautiful, you know, you really can't complain about too much. So
can't have everything.
Yeah, and you can't say enough about the people who put this course in. This is a big effort to get this course in the ground. So here's
Agreed.
Nathan. This is a big shot for him. He really needs to get birdie here.
He's just going for it. Is he gonna hit it?
Does he have enough to come back in?
Does not look like.
Looks like he stayed in bounds.
Really?
Yeah, the patch on the right, it's sort of hard to tell where the OB line is. It's one of the few places where it doesn't run really precisely on the edge. Good shot there from Chris. He'll have a good chance for birdie. Jason as well. That's looking like a good mid-range shot.
Sit down.
Yeah. And here's Jesse. Really, I'd say this is to, you know, seal the tournament here. Yep.
And nice up.
Yeah, just hole 1 to go, which is a relatively easy par 4.
Oh, yeah, it looks like he did go OB.
Yep. So, good work there from Jason tapping out. And we'll see. This is Chris for birdie. That's a great shot. Good birdie for Chris.
Definitely, yeah. It's always nice to hit this birdie at the end.
Yep.
You know, leaves a generally better taste in your mouth than the last few holes may have.
Yep.
It's like saying, come back again, don't hate me.
Yeah. So, yeah, good birdie there for Jesse. And he's going to push his lead out to 4 strokes now on the card. With that OB, Nathan takes a 5. So you can really see here, this final round really ate up. Nathan, Chris, and Jason all are a few strokes over par. Definitely not what they were hoping for this round, but Jesse, on the other hand, has put together a beautiful round. Just needs to seal it off with hole 1. And I can tell you, he probably knows exactly what he needs here. He knows that Andrew and Lewis Nava are both up there. They both shot well over 1,000 rated final rounds. I believe they were both 7 under par to put themselves in contention.
Yeah, when those guys are on the course, you never want to take your round for granted.
Yep. No, they're two really talented local pros who really know this course well.
Definite competitors.
Yeah. So this hole, it's got a good roller line. It's a little nerve-wracking because there is OB on the left and right, but when you get the roller perfect, like Jason did, you get an eagle putt. I mean, I'd say this is sort of your tweener par 4. This is sort of your par 3.5. But with all that low canopy, you know, I think it's a legitimate par 4.
In Worlds, they called this a par 3,
yep.
I believe.
Yep, correct. But it is a par 4 on the tee pad, so that's what we're playing it. And it's a good drive. So Jesse with about 140 feet forehand. That's a great shot.
And
yeah, nerves of steel, really. You can't say enough about, you know, his composure out there. You know, he's got a game that, you know, seems like he's been playing open a lot longer than 2 years. You know, the way he plays, the way he manages the course, and the way he's kind of got all the different shots in his bag.
And only 18.
Yep. So I'm certain we will be seeing a lot more of him on final rounds.
Wow, eagled it.
Yep.
Eagled it.
So Jason,
That's a way to finish.
he's not going to win this round, but he is going to win the slow-mos today. That's his second slow-mo putt in 3
4
holes.
Yeah.
Get some love from the card.
Totally.
That's a good way to finish. And Jesse is going to take home the title. He
What a
ends
round.
up winning by just 1 stroke. Lewis at 1 behind, and Andrew 2 behind that. So he did need that birdie. He needed it to win it, and he got it. So congratulations, Jesse.
Way to go, Jesse.
Yeah, taking down another big win. Really having a good year. Everyone else sort of had a little bit of a tough round. 1 over for Nathan, 2 for Chris, 2 for Jason, and Jesse with the 7 down. That's a 10-19 rated round. Great way to finish. And thanks so much for watching. Please check us out on Patreon. Help support the growth of our channel. We really appreciate the support we do get from the disc golf community. And there you can see it. Lewis and Andrew right behind. And Nathan falls to 5th. And Chris finished tie for 6th. Jason finished tie for 9th. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you again at the next tournament.